the NFL draft is going to go down on April 23rd. And he had a lot of stuff in his column about the broadcast. My name was mentioned in it, okay? And that the 23rd through the 25th, according to Peter, is going to be a single broadcast between my network, NFL Network, and ESPN together on both of our channels. And where I'm there with DJ, he mentioned those two names, and there's going to be some people from ESPN who are involved in it, and we're all going to be doing one big draft cast together. Here's what I can tell you, all right? Here's what I can tell you. Okay. I am preparing to host the draft and pin a microphone to my lapel or have one directly in front of me. I am preparing to do that from my home office where I did the Zoom shows 2 weeks ago. If anybody wants to take a know what that looks like, just take a look at our shows from 2 weeks ago, youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show. I'm sitting in my home office. I don't know if that's the corner of the desk that they'll choose. They've got professionals who are going to come in. As I told them, whoever's coming in to do this thing better come in dressed like Walter White, ready to cook, all right? And set this whole thing up. And I'm going to have a home camera, and I'm planning on doing the draft. I don't know how many networks you'll see me on, because right now it is a fluid situation, to say the least. That it could change tomorrow, again, based on the virus. Based on everything. Because according to Peter, it would be coming from the control room in Bristol, Connecticut, which I last strolled into 17 years ago. I proffer to say they probably upgraded things a little bit since I left there 17 years ago.
Guessing.
Right? Efforting. So this is what is being discussed right now and trying to figure out how it works and hooking everything up together. It is a monumental task. And so many hardworking men and women that prepare for this draft. Which draft, there's so many different people who figure out the tapes. Is that what we call them still?
EVS.
All right.
Playbacks. The
playbacks of all of who gets drafted and then
Willie
the videos
and the boys in the back.
All of that stuff for us.
Crazy.
And ESPN's got legions of people who do this thing. And I will tell you this about how all of the production staffs are trying to probably make heads or tails of it all right now. And I say this with you hopefully knowing that what I'm saying does not even remotely compare to the degrees of difficulty of what's going on in the real world and the most important people who are trying to do the most important things in terms of saving lives. Please understand this. I say this just from the point of view of broadcasting a draft. It is, for me, and thus I also believe for everybody in control rooms, the most logistically difficult broadcast, period. Super Bowls, I don't think, I've never broadcast one. Mike, you've been involved in that.
Plenty of them.
A draft, the Super Bowl is where you're focused on one event in one stadium right in front of you.
Exactly.
This is 32 different active sites, all being connected to one active site. And there's also draftees. Active sites in the draftee parties of the draftees who are not in the site.
Which there'll be more.
I cannot imagine. And also at the draft, there's one site, again, where the draft hall is, where all of the on-air broadcasters are sitting, and the commissioner is coming to a podium, and all the draftees who are at this event are in the green room. Now, take every single one of those people and put them in individual sites, a.k.a. their homes. I cannot imagine what everybody's going through right now to figure out how to do all of that, maybe together. And then you've got the teams trying to figure out, are you in your facility? Are you allowed to be in your facility? And if you're not, where are you going to be? And does everybody just have to be out of their facilities and be at home to make sure that the draft competitive level is all evened out. I can't even imagine it. My head is just absolutely swirling around even contemplating it. Adam Schefter saying, he tweeted out over the weekend that high-level officials from multiple NFL teams are now preparing to do the draft virtually from home, away from their team facilities, awaiting final decision from NFL on an unprecedented draft for sure. You want to talk about also an unprecedented draft? I can't recall the last time I said, hey, Adam, what do you know during a draft? That was probably, 10-plus years ago when Adam was in the orchestra pit of Radio City Music Hall? It's entirely possible I do that again in 2 weeks.